Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. I have for you today the very first of about 3 or 4 Valentine's Day projects that I'm going to be showing you. What you need for this is one of the heart-shaped wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. It measures about 13 inches across and just a hair over 12 from top to bottom. You're going to need one of these packages of doilies from the Dollar Tree. There's 30 in a package. I'm going to be using the white package that I've gotten. You're going to need hot glue and glue sticks, and you're going to need a stapler. Okay, let me push this to the side, and let me show you what the first step. So you have to separate these doilies apart, and you're going to flip it with the front side down and fold it in half. So you have a heart like that. Then you're going to take this edge and bring it over to this edge. Then flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now you've got a little cone. Now, this is where I was going to stop, but I think it needs one more fold just to be a little more pliable. So what I'm going to do is flip it so the back is up. The way you know that is it's smoother on the front, and there's the word love is embossed in there, and you can read it. I'm going to take this fold right here that's popping up, and I'm going to fold it over to the middle line where I folded it in half in the first place. Hope that's making sense. And then up here where this fold is, I'm going to bring it back and match it up with the middle line that I folded in the first place. Okay, so now I've got this interesting little teardrop shape with a little tail, and when I flip it over, I've got this is the front, and I can see the word love right here. I don't know, you can kind of see it but not really. See how that's popping up? I actually want that to pop down, so I'm just going to fold it in half. Okay, I probably should have just started with the right side up. So I have these folds. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little sections. All right, then with those together, if you wanted to, you could even fold this back one so that they're all the same size. I haven't made one of these yet. I just kind of had the idea, and what we're going to end up doing is putting them onto the form and making a wreath that looks like it's covered in lace. It's going to be a little bit of work. Okay, and then I'm going to take and staple this, leaving about 2.5 to 3 inches of a tail. Okay, and I stapled it this way. The length, going the length. I was stapling them across, but then it was harder to fold. So then when you open it up, you have this little ruffled lacy thing with a tail that's going to allow you to wrap around the form of the heart. Okay, so I'm going to do this for you again. Let's try with starting with it face up. Fold it in half. This might eliminate a step. Fold it in half, then fold the ruffle back to the original fold line. Do the same on the other side, back to the original fold. Open it up, bring this fold into the line, and this fold into the line. That gives you the teardrop, and then you can fold these back if you want to. Up to you. Okay, and then just make sure it's folded in half. Okay. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little sections. You could get away without folding this last one. Totally up to you. Depends on if you want even ruffles or a little bit. Okay. And then when you open it up, you got kind of a lacy look. Okay. So I'm going to fold all 30 of these. I started with just, I want to show you the difference. I started with just a couple of folds, and I ended up with this, and it's not going to be as flexible or as ruffly as this one. So I need to take these staples out and go back and fix them. So I will do that off camera, because you don't need to watch that. And once I get all 30 of these folded, I will come back and show you the next step. Okay. All right, I'm back. That took about 20 minutes, but I've got all 30 of them folded, but I've divided them into two parts so that I get a balanced wreath. I've got 15 on each pile. Whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other. I'm going to start by kind of scrunching down my ends so that I have kind of a flat tail. I've had my glue gun heating up, and I'm going to come here to the peak, and I'm going to insert over the top of the wire, turn it over, fold the tail back up onto the doily, the back side of the doily, and I'm going to hot glue it. Now, this is paper and it's going to be a little dainty. I'm going to go ahead and let that hot glue get onto the wire, and this would be a good time to put on my no burn finger covers. I should probably have one on my thumb. These I got at the Dollar Tree. They're solid, they're silicone. These are also silicone. I got them at Walmart in the office supply section, but be careful you get them on the right way because there's little ventilation holes in the ones from Walmart. You don't want the glue to go through the ventilation holes. Okay, so there's that one. So I need to do one from this side. Just kind of splay out my tail, flatten it a little bit so that it can wrap around over the top. This might actually work better with a round wreath frame. I don't know. I've never tried this, so we're gonna just see what we get. And put glue over the wire and fold the tail up. When we're all done, we'll clean up the back of this and make the tails look a little prettier. Okay. You can see what I've done here. I've just folded it over, folded it over. Okay, so I'm going to, I've got 15 doilies in each pile, so I'm going to put 10 around this way. No, that doesn't sound right. I need to put them there. I'm not going to put any on this middle, but that will be a good place to glue to. But I am going to put them on the bottom. So I'm going to finish, I think, with the upper thing first. I don't think I need as many as I'm thinking I need because they need to spread out a little. Okay, I'm back because I wanted to show you the one side. So I'm kind of doing the form in halves. So in this first little section, here, that's just the start of the curve, there are one on each side. So there's one here, and there's one here, and there's one here. Okay. Then in this next section, which goes from here, from the first cross wire to the second cross wire, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's one of the bigger curves. Then on this next straight part, I have 2, and then in this little V, I have 1. And I put this 1 kind of close to this one because I thought there was a little too much space, so I put that one up kind of close to the crossbar. I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same on the other side. But I have a feeling I'm going to end up bunching one up down here just on the point to kind of make it still look like a heart. Here's what I have so far. It's starting to look lacy and pretty. And then the next step is to do the bottom wire, well, to finish the outside. And then we'll come back and do the bottom wire, which is going to cover up all the ugliness here. So I've got to really work on getting those on pretty. Okay, so I'm going to finish the other side to make it match this, and I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I have finished both sides. Okay, and I do need one down here at the bottom. So I'm just gonna grab one And I have figured out as we go that less is more, so spread them out a little bit. I maybe only put 4 in this section instead of 5. Spread them out a little bit. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to flip it back over to the back. This is the point, and I'm just going to loop it around just to cover that last bit of wire. And I'm going to kind of have to glue it to the 2 that are beside it as well, on each side. Okay, and I'm just pressing down, and that's lifting up the wreath form, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. Kind of looks like one of those old 80s, but it's old 80s lace wreath things. Okay, on this wreath form, the middle one is higher. It's kind of a rounded form, so this middle wire is higher than the other. I'm going to go around and I'm going to put the doilies on the inside piece and then attach them here to the middle and let them overlay. Okay. And then we'll go back and clean up all those tails on the back. So I'm fluffing out my doily on both ends and kind of flattening it out a little bit. Then with the back side of my wreath up, I'm putting this in and just wrapping it. I'm trying to make so that the wire doesn't show, and this is what's being difficult. This is where we probably should have painted the wreath white. And if this was all round, it would have been easier as well. It wouldn't have so many gaps in it. Okay. So hot glue goes on. I fold from the staple, so the staple's on the back. Pinch it, and then fluff it to the front. Okay, and I will tack down where I need to. So that's my roughly form. I'm not liking this right here, so I'm going to take another doily. This one's a little bigger. This one's from last year, so it's not exactly the same size, but it's what I have on hand. And I didn't want to postpone this video until I could get back to the Dollar Tree again. So I'm going to flatten this out, and I'm going to strategically place it right here. And let that be that. And that will cover up a multitude of sins. It's not real pretty on the back side, but that's not what you're going to be looking at anyhow. Okay. Alright, that looks better. Now, I wanted to show you what I'm going to do to decorate it, so stand by. I have this tissue paper left over from, I think, Mother's Day last year. My daughter wrapped my present in it. It's an ombre. I don't know if that's going to be good, bad, or otherwise. So let me show you how I make a tissue paper flower. I'm going to make 3 of them. You could also just use silk flowers, but, you know, it's all paper, so let's try. So what I'm going to do, and it doesn't matter that it's wrinkled, because you're going to wrinkle it really well at the end. Fold it in half. Fold it in half. Fold it in half. Just keep folding. Fold it in half. And fold it in half one more time. Staple right smack in the middle. And then you're going to take your scissors and cut a circle with your staple being the center. Does not have to be a perfect circle, but you do have to make sure you get all the folds off. Okay, so now I have all these ruffles, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scrunch up the first layer, and then the second layer. And I'm going to individually pull up and scrunch every single layer of this tissue paper. Okay, when I'm done, I just kind of scrunch it up in my hand because I want it to be wrinkled. Then I'm going to fluff it open. Just kind of pull each layer out just a little bit, working from the center. Careful not to tear your tissue at this point because it's been wrinkled up a bit and it's kind of looking a little tattered. Okay. Just going to roll it back and forth in my hand. Just trying to get some layers to appear here. By now the middle is really, really tight, so be careful in there, but do fluff it up. So I've opened it up, and I'm just going to fluff it up. And there's my first, either like a cottage rose or a peony. I'm going to go ahead and make the others, and I will be back. Okay, I decided to bring you back in on this one. This is the foily tissue paper, and I honestly don't know if it's going to work or not. It doesn't crunch very good and stay folded up, so we're going to just have to see. I don't know if it's quite the look I want for this kind of a thing, but that's kind of pretty. Let me get it up a little closer so you can see it a little better. The reflection is not helping it focus. It's prettier in person, I promise. Okay, so I made some more roses. This is the first one I made. I think I kind of like them up the side. If I were doing a round one, I'd probably do them on the bottom. I didn't really like the way that foily one looked in with the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the middle size one. I made them in 3 different sizes, doing the circles different sizes. So I'm going to put the middle, then the small, and then the big one. It needs a few leaves, so we need to find some soft green. Be right back. Okay, so I've got some little green leaves. They kind of remind me of magnolia leaves. I'm not really sure. I just, whenever I'm done with a project, I always just toss all the greenery and whatnot into a box and use it when I need it. So I just kind of like the way that greenery just kind of brightens it up a little. There we go. There's my Valentine's wreath form. I think I would like it better on a round form with this lace. I mean, it's not Valentine's on a round form so much, but if it was on a round form, you could leave it up all the time, all year round, all through the spring and even into early summer. All right, let me know what you think about this project in the comment section below. Let me know what kind of things you would like to see me make in the new year as we're getting going for 2020. And let me know what you think of this and if you might try this for yourself. There is a learning curve to it, so just make sure you've got 2 packages instead of just one of the doilies, because I had to go and grab a few extras to fill in. And then see, I think I would leave a little less tail when I staple. That would help hide some of these holes. Okay, just a little tip for you if you're going to do it. Spread them out and then just kind of overlap them in a little bit closer maybe. I think I overlapped too close on some of it, and like up here it's too bunchy, but once you glue paper on, it's glued. So anyway, let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you might make one of these for yourselves, and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. This has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.